Today I have a guest, Heather Shaughnessy. Heather, you want to take the floor, introduce yourself, and tell what you're up to nowadays, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. Hi, guys. My name's Heather. I live in Arizona and I kind of do a little bit of everything. Have a podcast. We're going into our second season with two childhood friends. We kind of just riff about whatever is relevant, do interviews. I currently do a lot of charity work, so I'm the committee chair for the local 493, which is the firefighter union, one of the larger firefighter unions in the state of Arizona. And I help them fundraise. I chair their gala that raises not only awareness, but funds for firefighters who have died of occupational cancer. So I think a lot of people just don't even know the risks that firefighters are up against. And so I do my best to help them and get those who are struggling what they need, be it funds for cancer treatment to help their families, in their final stages of life, and ultimately do what we can to try and minimize the amount of firefighters who are going to or eventually will die of
Great
cancer.
background and great stories,
Yeah.
and glad you're doing that. We'll get into the questions. Are you ready for On the Spot? All right. First question. What are your thoughts on the real estate market?
Yeah.
And I know you live in Arizona, but what are your thoughts and all that? Your take on real estate?
Yeah, I think it's so I have my license in Arizona, and I think that it's hard to make a generalization because you see different things in different markets, right? So like right now, Texas and Florida, Colorado, I feel like there's a lot more available than say Arizona, California, but we know interest rates, I think last time I checked yesterday, were like at 6.5%. And I think we all kind of remember a time where we were like, 4.8 is so high. So for me personally, we're offloading assets, our personal assets, but I think that the market is gonna kind of continue with the way it's been the last 6 months. I think that it's gonna be a buyer's market. It's gonna continue to be a buyer's market, more so than a seller's market. But I don't obviously see interest rates getting any lower, which allows those first-time home buyers and allows more flexibility. I'm no, Robert Schiller, so I can't tell you what I think is going to happen 12 months from now, but I don't think we're going to see much deviation from the way that it's been. I don't think interest rates are going to go any lower by any means, and it just really depends on the market the price range, and then the market that you're buying in. So.
You want to share a struggle or a quote that you use that happened in your life, or
oh God, struggles. How much time do we have? No, I think actually more recently I've away from anything real estate or work related, just in my personal life is just mindset, right? So I think having a growth mindset, and instead of limiting yourself, I think really thinking about what hasn't happened yet, right? So something might not be happening for you, but how can you keep that growth mindset and really just bring in that yet approach, right? Like, not that I'm working beyond my means, right? Or I'm things are just not working out the way I want things to work out right now. Okay, so what can I do to make sure that I get there? What am I in control of? I think a lot of people have a limiting mindset. So I've been trying to incorporate yet. Like, I'm not there yet, right? What can I do to get there? I think that there's just so much uncertainty, whether it's the market, whether it's globally what's going on, politically. I think that staying positive and keeping that like yet mindset, like things can work out for me, is a much better place to be in, kind of living there than
Right.
what we're
Good,
seeing
good
around
thoughts on
us day
that
to
with the
day.
mindset. What's a quote? You want to share a quote that you use with us? A quote. You want to share a quote?
Pardon me? Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Um, I mean, I'm really not, nothing that like comes off the top of my head, anything in particular, but it's more so just, like I said, like limiting
Okay.
mindset, like moving away from that. I know people kind of talk about the algorithm and what you see on your news feed, and it's going to continue to show you more of that. I think that translates to your everyday life too, right? So, like, what you're consuming, what you're talking about, who you surround yourself with, um, all of those things. There's like
Mm-hmm.
this algorithm of life, if you will, and I think just kind of taking that outlook into your day to day, I mean, you're gonna kind of, we all know you reap what you sow, but you also have to remember that if you're getting a lot of garbage, it's probably because that's a lot of what you're putting out there too, right? So just staying positive and kind of, trimming the fat of your algorithm of life, I think
Okay.
is kind of where
You
I've
want to
been
share a
at more
favorite TV
recently.
show on Netflix that you watch nowadays that you like?
If I had more time for TV, I actually just went back
Oh
and
wow.
started watching or rewatching The Sopranos.
Oh.
So I'm like an episode, yeah, season two, I know. And I was like way late to Peaky Blinders, so I just binge watched that, which I actually really, really liked. Like I was here for that. So, other than that, I know everyone's kind of been high on like White Lotus right now. I haven't watched it. I feel like that's what everyone's talking about. Yeah,
I'm
I'm
hearing the
kind of into like
Severance.
rewatching the
People
old shows.
watch a lot of, um, and then
Mm,
I mean it comes up a
okay.
lot. I think it's Apple TV or something, but yeah. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you watched any of the Oscar nominated movies.
I didn't see
How did you
Wicked. I
feel
heard
about any
about
of
it, and then
those?
the other two I never heard.
Best
I thought Glider
Picture?
would have won something, but didn't win. So it
Mm,
was even nominated. So whatever. Yeah.
no. I think it was good
Yeah.
for like a, what do they call it? A sequel, if
Yeah.
you will. It was better
Maybe
than I
that's why I
thought it
didn't
was
get any
going to be,
awards because it was a
but
sequel. So
yeah,
they like
I didn't think
decided
it was
not to
Oscar
even
worthy.
throw it in there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
like, you can't touch the original either. It's like I think
Yeah.
Gladiator's like all time, like one of my top five all time. So
You saw the
it's
second
just
one?
it's classic. It's tried and true.
Yeah, that
It
was
was gonna
good
be
too.
hard to even come
Yeah.
close. Yeah, I did. I saw the second
Yeah.
one. It was good. I mean, I love Denzel. Um, so it was good. I felt like with the trailer when they put it like Jay-Z music
Oh.
in with the trailer, like I was like you can't
Yeah.
modernize Gladiator. Like you just got to stick to it being a classic. Um, I saw Amelia Perez, which was us like nominated for Best Picture, and I know unpopular opinion, but like no, like I leave the musical to Wicked. Like that genre was great for Wicked. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Um it didn't do it for me. Like I thought it would have been a way better movie if it wasn't a musical. And then I didn't watch the one that
Yeah.
ended up
Never.
winning it was like Honora or something. I think it won like multiple Oscars. So
Okay. Um,
maybe that's on my
who's on
docket.
your Mount Rushmore of top basketball players? Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay, we're bouncing all over the place here. So okay, I know there's a lot of conversation around like the GOAT and everyone that's like,
Yeah.
the debate of all debates, particularly for basketball. I'm an
Yeah.
MJ. Like it's Michael Jordan. Like he is the greatest of all time. He won six, he never lost. Defensively, like his mindset, I just feel like everything about him, he's the greatest. He's the greatest of all time. So it has to be Michael Jordan. I would say LeBron is up there. You got to give it to him. I mean, 50,000 career points. That's like That's crazy. You know, the dude's 40 years old and he's
Hmm.
still anyone would trade for him. Um,
Yeah.
okay. Then it get Kobe, has to be Kobe. Kobe's up there. And then I think it gets tough. So it's either like, is it Bill Russell? Because I mean, you know, it's Bill Russell. Um, I would say Steph is in that conversation. Um, but I think my fourth would
Okay.
have to be
Oh.
it'd have to be Kareem. I think to go 39 years as the all-time point leader, defensively, I think yeah, it's gotta be Kareem. So those are my four: Kobe,
Okay.
Michael, MJ, Kareem.
Let me ask you this. Um,
Yep.
what are your thoughts on March Madness? Do you do a bracket? Do you do any of that?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I was just watching. Who was it? I think it was the Florida game last. It was 5 or 7.
Yep.
I was like I was having wine with my mom. We were at this like wine bar, but I was watching it in the background, and then I just saw that Auburn. I mean, they were the 1 seed, and they just lost. So
Yeah.
yeah, I love college sports. I think there's pro sports are great, and everyone has their team, but there's just something about the college sports and particularly
Hmm.
the you know the bracket March Madness that um, it's so crazy. You never know what you're gonna get. You don't know who's gonna be this come in and upset and shake everything up. And then to watch these young kids, like I feel like they're kids now, but to watch these young athletes,
Hmm.
I don't know. There's just something special about it. So
So you're gonna fill out a bracket this year, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, for sure. I gotta like really like dial in and like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go back and say I'm gonna watch film because that would be a lie. But yeah, I always throw in some random. You got to throw in like the random
Yeah.
uh, bracket busters. Like, okay, who is it gonna be? Do you
I
have
think
anyone off
St.
the top who you
Mary's
think has a
could win a
shot
couple games.
at
I know
messing it
some
all
people
up?
pick based off of mascots. I don't do that, but some people I know do
Yeah.
that based off. Yeah. I think Duke is up there.
Okay.
They'll be good this year. And maybe if the Zags get in, they could be a sleeper, but you never know. It's hard to say, but we'll see when they do the picks and stuff. Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, you're in the Bay Area, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
St.
that's
Mary,
why
I
St.
mean,
Mary's Gonzaga. Okay,
they've
I
been
was like,
good
all
last
right,
few
all
years,
right,
so they're
yeah,
kind of like a
yeah. We
dark
gotta.
horse that comes in, and but we'll see. You know. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel like Gonzaga
Yeah.
and St. Mary's, they're always in
Yeah.
the conversation. Maybe not, that top five
Yeah.
team, but
So
you can
good
never
times.
really rule them out.
What's something you did in the pandemic that
Yeah.
carried over that you do today? Anything you did during that era?
Oh my gosh. What did I even do during the pandemic? I feel like all I did was like
No.
consume world news and drink. So yeah, no, I've tried to
Okay.
limit the consumption of garbage news that like we've this like cycle that we've been going through.
Yeah.
It's hard to look away from, right? And I don't drink every day, but no, actually, there's nothing that nothing that I
Yeah.
did then every day that I still do now. I think maybe the one good thing was like the daily walks. I think we were walking like
Yeah.
after as the sun was going down. Like the weather was beautiful, obviously being in Arizona at that time, like end of March,
Cool.
April. So I feel like there was a lot of walks. That would probably be the one good thing I was
Good
doing
thoughts.
then that I should carry on.
Do you have a dream car?
A dream car. I like to think I'm practical. So I would say so right now I drive
Oh, a truck,
a
huh?
F-250, a Super Duty. For context, like yeah. But I would say that Porsche
Okay.
Turbo,
Yeah.
the electric vehicle, that one's pretty sweet. Yeah, that one's real nice.
Mhm.
That Bentley SUV, what is like the
I think so.
Bentayga, I I think it's called like yeah, I think it's called the Bentayga. That thing's nice. So like, conventional, like something that's like, or rather not conventional, but something that's like practical in terms of,
Hmm.
putting kids in and getting from place to place, but
Yeah.
um, still
So, what are your
nice.
thoughts on the EV
So
car? Have you experienced
yeah,
that or
yeah, 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 no, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I mean,
electric one? Yeah,
the
electric.
Porsche, the Turbo S,
I got a
it's
buddy that has one.
yeah, yeah, that
Yeah, a
thing's
buddy of mine
nice.
has
I mean, I'm
one.
not trying to drive a Tesla.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not trying. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, those things are really nice.
Yeah.
I'm not a Tesla fan,
Yeah.
especially as of late,
Yeah.
but they're great cars. So I wouldn't buy one, but I think, and I'm saying this as a diesel
Yeah.
driver, which is just like gonna really fall on deaf ears. Like, come on, lady, you're talking about
Yeah.
environmental, like uh, being very pro conservationist. But no, I mean, I think why not? And especially if you're in a state where you get that nice
Mhm.
tax credit for doing your part, like, yeah. And now everywhere you go, there's changing like charging stations, right? So if it's convenient for you and you're not, you know, I don't know,
There's
you
not
can have
enough. There's
access
not
to a
enough
charging
of them, and
station and it's in your price range,
they're
then
scattered, and some don't work, and there's like a two.
oh, okay. See, this
The
is
way they
a
have them is like a 2 star or 3 star, and 3 stars are fast, or three, and then the two slow. So yeah, like
mm,
like you're sitting a couple hours
okay.
sometimes, or yeah, it can be a hassle. But yeah, I got an Infinity
Got it. What do you drive?
QX60, so nothing. It's good on gas, but yeah, but I did do a test drive with a Hummer, a EV, about last week. It was nice, but I ran into the
Okay.
problem of finding a charger station, and I was stuck there talking to people and waiting in line. So it was, I got the full experience.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. That seems like such a hassle. No, my issue is always running out of DEF. I'm like, oh no, it's like 50 miles until
Yeah,
your truck can't go over 50 miles an hour. So I'm like trying to
yeah,
find the next, Circle K to get DEF. But yeah, so I can only imagine having to
yeah,
wait to charge your vehicle. That seems
yeah.
like such a
What
nightmare.
age would you want to go back to if you could live at? What age would it be? Go back in time.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Not too young. I was 25 was good. 25 was a good. Yeah, that was a good year. That was a good year. I didn't
Yeah.
have kids. I
Yeah.
and I love my kids. My kids are like the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. Don't get me wrong. That sounded real bad. But just the sorry guys. No, but just the flexibility, like, and until you're a parent, it's like you're just never off, there's never a real sick day. There's never Your mind's never not wondering, not planning, not having. I mean, you have, whole other
Mhm.
lives that are you're fully responsible for. Um so yeah, I would say a 25 was good. I had just gotten back. I had lived in Shanghai, and so I just it was just a good time. I was living in San Francisco. I didn't have any roommates. I had like my own space, my own peace. Career was going
Mhm.
well. And I was still young, like young enough to young enough to know, right? Like, or old enough to know better, but like still like young enough to not really care. I guess that's what they say.
Okay. Good answer. I haven't heard that
25
one
for
yet. I
sure.
heard
Yeah.
I heard like teens. I've heard 27. I've heard 40. But yeah, good answers.
Yeah. Well, that gives me hope because I'm not there yet. So
Yeah.
I got something to look forward to. I could see though. I could see where, like, if you're in your 60s and like yeah, like 40s, hopefully you're,
Mhm.
financially set or sound at least. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think it just all depends on the individual and
Totally.
kind of their own journey. But
I was
I
stuck
don't
with
know.
like
What
sixth
about you?
grade or like freshman year. Um, I felt well.
Okay.
Sixth
Okay.
grade,
Glory
you're
days.
coming to meet new friends and people, and you're kind of like, here you are, like, you're out of
Yeah.
the elementary school, and you're walking to school, or doing things. And in high school, your freshman year, you're making new friends and people, and going through the whole regime of the beginning of high school. So yeah, those kind of stick out. you know, to me. Yeah.
Yeah, high school was
Yeah.
good. High school, I feel like high school was pretty good to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could see that. I mean,
Yeah.
like when you still have
Yeah.
your whole life ahead of you, I think
Yeah.
most people would
Yeah.
want to do that.
So,
So
do you got a favorite field
that
trip
makes
that
sense.
sticks out to you as a kid you went on?
Um, I went to public school until seventh
I went to
grade, so
public
we were
school.
like
Yeah.
not really doing the fancy field trips, you know.
Was this in
Public school in
SoCal?
California was not
Was this what part of California?
a
SoCal.
resource. Pardon me?
Oh wow.
No, 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 the Bay Area. So I actually, yeah, so my dad actually
Okay.
still lives like in Los Gatos, in the Bay Area, but at the time, I was going to Corey Elementary,
Yeah.
which is like Santa Clara, San
Hmm.
Jose, like near the Rose Garden, if people are familiar with that. But I would say probably the best field trip was actually maybe
Okay.
fifth grade because we did science camp. We did like a 3 day, I want to say it was like a three
Hmm.
night science camp for fifth grade, and
Yeah.
that was so cool to like go away with all of your
Yeah.
friends. I'm pretty sure it was in like the Santa Cruz Mountains somewhere. Um, yeah, I feel like that
Yeah.
might even that might be the only one that's even sticking out. But
Yeah.
I remember it was like the night hikes and the
Okay.
slugs and yeah,
All right.
we'll go
Cool.
there.
Great answer.
We'll go back to fifth
Um,
grade.
Now, what generation you grew up in? I'm guessing a millennial. Are you X millennial? Okay. And how do you feel about how the
Yeah,
tech? I mean,
yeah,
adapting and the kids
yeah,
today, how they have the tech. It's like right there. iPad, everything. I mean, growing up, we didn't have all that, but they have it now. But what are your thoughts on that?
yeah.
Being from millennial.
No, yeah. I can't imagine. I mean, it's hard. I know
Yeah.
it's hard. I see it for my son already. We don't like he knows how to play video games, but he doesn't. We don't do the
Yeah.
video game thing just because it's another layer of
Yeah.
distraction, exposure, something to fight about. In terms of like go do your homework. Um, but man, like the social media, I have a lot of, I guess, not gonna,
Hmm.
I'd say acquaintances, other parents that I know that their kids are 11 years old with, Instagram profiles, and to each their own, but I just, these kids go to school already and they have to deal with a lot, right? Whether it's just kids being assholes or the bullying. When we went to school, or rather when we went home, like most of that for most people stopped. Like you didn't have to deal with the bullying and getting picked on, and it was like if you were a kid who got bullied and picked on, it happened at
Hmm.
school and you can go home and your home was your reprieve, right? Now it's like it's in group text messages, it's on Instagram, it's on social media, it's on Snapchat. It's like these kids can't get away from just constant criticism, and then also the need to constantly be plugged in. Like I often think about, so I know that everyone said that like for the last 5 years, 10 years we were in the attention economy with Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and now they're saying that we're moving into the intimacy economy, and they're talking about how whether it's OnlyFans or people, outside of their marriage in DMs, whatever, just that the currency is intimacy, and these new AI Web3 apps that are offering almost like relationships to people and to kids, where it's like you're developing a fake relationship with an AI generated
Hmm.
app. Like that's really scary. And it's really scary to think about the implications and how that can affect a young mind, right? So like if there's grown adults who are already doing it and tapping into it, like what does that do for a 12-year-old or a 15-year-old psychologically and developmentally? I think
Yeah.
it's hard to me, but it's fucking terrifying. Um, it's a lot. Like I think that there needs to be way more regulation, way more accountability to these apps. Like people think that I think what people fail to want to I guess, acknowledge is that on the back end, these apps are being designed to be more addictive. Like on the back
Yeah.
end, these engineers, like, they know exactly what they're doing. They know how to keep us locked in. And for some of these, I guess, these future apps, or these people that are building these apps that are selling intimacy and
Yeah.
connection,
So, what's the
that's
ideal
really
age you think a
scary.
kid should get on a social media account? What do you think?
I mean, I don't really see the need for it before 16. I just don't. I don't know why my 13-year-old needs to have access to Instagram or Snapchat. Like, for what? I understand. My kids are super involved, and I'm now starting to find, like, to see the need of like a watch or some form of communication if practice changes and I'm going from place to place and I can't be everywhere at the same time. But uh, like, why do you need? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think 15, 16. I'm gonna try and hold out on the whole phone thing as long as I can, because I just don't see the need for it. I've never heard of any good story from a parent I know, um,
Yeah.
like, why their kid needs social media. I'm still
Gotcha.
waiting. You know.
What movie did you see recently that you liked in the theater?
Mm. Well, theater. I haven't
Yeah.
been to the theater. Oh,
Yeah.
well, I saw Wicked in theater. I took my girls to see Wicked. That was good.
Yeah.
I think that's actually the last movie I saw in theater. So I would say Wicked. I feel like
Yeah.
it's been a while. It's kind of came out a while ago. Um, God, if I had the time to go to the movie theater more, I probably still wouldn't spend my time going to the movie theater. I think, like, time
Yeah.
is a commodity that
Gotcha.
I wish I had more of.
Are you an Apple or Android person?
I've never even held an Android.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like, I don't know. I know that, like, everyone says the Google
Yeah.
Pixel phone is amazing for photography, and I'm sure that to be perfectly honest, I would be willing, if you were to go, like, side by side, just
Yeah.
better phone. It's probably an Android, but I've just got sucked into the whole
It seems like it's more
mass
user
Apple
friendly, Apple, I
marketing
think.
and stick
That's
to
why
what you
people use
know.
it more. It's more user friendly, I think, than the Android.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, I still remember, like, bringing the camera to the
Oh.
club, like, before you had your camera on the phone.
Pocket
Like, it was
camera.
like it was like you had your little,
Yeah.
like, your Canon on your wrist, and then, like, one of my kids actually just found an
Oh.
old iPod, and they're like, "What's this?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh God!" I'm like, "Jesus Christ!" It found it, like, rummaging in the old drawer. So I think it was just a natural, like, transition at that time. It was like, now you have your music and a camera all in your phone. Like,
Yeah.
what
The
other,
BlackBerry was
it
cool. I
was like
remember
that
that.
or
That was a good
BlackBerry.
phone.
Like,
Yeah.
so yeah. I apparently, like, I think most government employees still have to have or use a BlackBerry, just because it's like
Really.
like a
Hmm.
better phone for
Okay.
security. So
Um,
I know they're still out there.
you want to share a tip of the week or business tip?
Yeah.
Success tip?
Hmm. Don't wait till tomorrow. Do
Yeah.
what you can do
No
now
regrets.
while you can, right? Like, don't let it add up. I think yeah, I think so often
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
it just gets easy to put it off, right? And the next thing you know, you have all these little things that you put off, and then something else comes up. So if you can do it now
Okay,
and you
good
have the
answer.
time, just get it done.
Who would you want to sit down and eat with, dead or alive, if you could pick somebody? Who would it be? Yeah, you do both if you want.
Ooh,
Yeah.
dead. You said dead or alive? Oh God, that's hard. I would say I'd have to throw it back to, like a Leonardo da
Yeah.
Vinci type, you know, Jesus. I don't know, like, well, my guy, what's really going on? Like, tell me the truth about all this, like, Like, what do you think about what everything that you see in the world? No, it'd have to be someone who's really contributed to society, and I think actually Leonardo da Vinci would be a great one. That's kind of like he was like the man of art and science and engineering and inventing. Um, Maya Angelou, she was amazing. I think that's someone that people talk about like Oprah, I'm like, no. Who else? Martin Luther King Jr., I think a figure who at the time was ahead of their time and faced adversity and still just stuck to what they know to be true. I think there's so many people in history that you could put into that category that would just be really interesting
Nice.
and inspiring to sit down with. So
I would have picked Abe Lincoln. To me, sticks out because yeah, honest Abe.
oh yeah, Honest Abe, of course. That's another great one. I think it is, because I mean that was like, he was kind of in
Yeah.
the thick of it, particularly in American history, and
Uh,
yeah. So
okay.
another good one. Wait, hold on.
Uh,
You didn't answer. Sorry, I'm gonna bring it back for a second. You didn't
Rushmore?
answer. Who's your
Okay,
basketball?
well,
Who's on your basketball
I like
Mount
Kobe
Rushmore?
MJ on there.
Yeah.
I don't have LeBron on there. Probably Chamberlain. Um, and I'm a big Dirk Nowitzki guy, so
Yeah,
I've got
well,
to throw a European up there because I think he's the best European player. So yeah, that's what I go with. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
sleep. That's
Dirk.
kind of a sleeper there, but that's a good one, Dirk. Yeah, I would say. Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good
I don't
one
like the-
actually. I like the Mavs.
I don't like the trade they did.
I'm a
Not the
Jason
Luka
Kidd
trade.
fan.
Yeah.
You know, like. Oh yeah. But you know what? Okay, that's something else to talk about. So everyone's saying it was like the worst trade, and what is this woman doing? But I'm like, when you think about it from a business standpoint, so if you know,
Yeah.
you seem to know a lot about a lot. So apparently they were like trying to work out
Yeah.
a new arena
Yeah.
deal, right? And she wanted to bring in gambling, and they're like, yeah, no. And I think about all of the owners
Yeah.
that don't get their way, and they say, okay, I'm gonna make a business decision,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna go and enforce my hand in getting the situation and the outcome that I want. And people are like, she was emotional, and it's like, no one said Mark Davis was emotional when he moved the Raiders to Las Vegas because it was a better business deal and it was going to be better than what the city of Oakland was willing to sit down and do, right? No one talks about any of these male owners who, mind you, get communities to
Yeah.
subsidize their billion-dollar stadiums and default it to being emotional. Like, I think she's just being a businesswoman and wants to, I mean, literally is thinking about like the long-term effects of what that trade will do and how she's going to get her way for her organization for 2 decades from now.
There's talks they may move him to
I don't
the
know. So I like Mark
Vegas,
Cuban
but
too.
I think it's just a conspiracy. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I think Vegas is a great sports market. There's not an NBA team. So like, why not? I don't know. I think it's been one of the best things that could have happened to the Raiders, in my opinion. Obviously, being from the Bay Area, it was painful. It's painful to see all our teams leave. But I mean, again, this is a business, and people want to get all emotional about their team, and that's not what
Yeah.
pro sports is. Like, it's a business, and all of these players are really, I mean,
Yeah.
dispensable. Like, we see it all the time. They're just pawns. So
Yeah.
why not cities too, right? I'm gonna go. Who's gonna build my state of the art stadium that I I don't want to build myself. I'm
Okay,
gonna go
here's
there.
one. Who would you want to be stuck in an elevator with if you were? You're
Absolutely
solo?
no one. Like I don't want to be
Yeah.
I don't want to be stuck in an elevator. I don't want to be stuck in an elevator. Um, I would say, oh
No one?
no, no one, no one.
Not your celebrity
I
crush?
don't
Nobody?
know. No, I don't want to be. No, no, not in that situation. No, definitely not. I'm what like,
Yeah.
panicking, calling 911 on the like the button. Like, no, I don't want to be stuck. And like,
Yeah.
I didn't realize this, but I'm kind of claustrophobic. I didn't think that was like anything I ever done. I was like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
I think I've become more claustrophobic.
Okay.
Um,
All right. Okay. So solo.
no, I'm good. Is there someone you want to be stuck in an elevator
I
with?
mean,
Like what?
I, there's a
Oh
bunch,
no,
like a
that was the
couple. I
list
mean, who's gonna
long.
get me out and who would be good conversation? You know, yeah. So I mean,
Okay.
there's tons of people. I can think of, yeah. There's, yeah.
Who you want,
Yeah.
who you don't want to let walk
Yeah.
away.
Yeah. So you got a favorite sports team
Oh,
and
that's
player?
good.
Any sport player?
No. So being from the Bay Area,
Okay.
like
I am too.
I grew up a Niners
Yeah.
fan. My family were season ticket holders. I
Yeah.
I ended up working for the Raiders. I have a deep love for the Raiders. I'm still, I still try to stay as involved as possible with the Raiderettes. Every year that they have me back, I will always go back and help
Yeah.
judge auditions. As long as they'll have me, I'll be there. It's like I feel like it's such a unique opportunity. For me personally, I see it as an honor. I think when you used to work for the team and they give you this really unique opportunity, it's everyone who gets the opportunity to help pick the team
Yeah.
is just like it's like absolutely would do anything to be a part of that. So football, I really, I think I just follow players. I always want to see the Warriors win. Like I love the Warriors. I worked for the Warriors too when I was younger. So I love Steve Kerr. Like Steve Kerr, I think he's one of the greatest of all time. Like him and Pop are my
Wow. Okay.
like all time favorite coaches. I think, yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Like, where they stand, I feel like they're always on the right side of uh, humanitarian rights, just like as people, stand up individuals, the way they invest in their players, the way that just everything about Steve Kerr and Pop as well. But those are like my two all time greatest NBA coaches. So the Warriors, the Raiders, the Niners. Um, Baseball's hard. I mean, I love the Giants. Like, I'm so sad about the A's. That's another team moving to Vegas. We'll see. I love the Giants. I can't believe I'm saying
Mm.
this, but my son likes the Dodgers, so I feel like I've
Yeah.
watched more Dodger baseball lately. Like the last 2 years, we just went to a spring training game, which I know is like that's like blasphemy in like most Bay Area households. You know, like
No.
you can't root for the Dodgers and be a Giants fan.
Yeah.
Um, I think I just like players. Like
Yeah.
I'll follow players because again, it's a business, right? You never know. Like look at Saquon, right? Like I'm not a Giants fan, but I
Yeah.
loved the fact that Saquon went to the Eagles and won, and now just secured the, most lucrative NFL contract for a running back in NFL history. Like that's like
Yeah.
hell yeah. Like let the haters hate, let the doubters doubt.
Mhm.
Always bet on yourself. So I think I follow players
You
more
mentioned you were with the
more than
Raiders.
teams.
How long were you a cheerleader for them for? How long?
But
What era? I mean,
yeah. So God, I'm really dating myself here.
okay.
Like 2011, around that time, did it for a few years, and yeah, that's when
So Marcus Russell
we weren't great.
was that?
That's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. His
Yeah.
little scissor coating habit he couldn't kick. Yeah.
Okay.
But we had that was like Richard
Moss.
Seymour was there,
Randy Moss was there.
who apparently,
Or no, as after.
pardon me.
Okay. Okay.
I don't think so. I think that was
Okay.
no. I don't think Moss was there when I was there. Yeah, no. But I think in terms of like the Raiders, I love that Tom Brady's involved. I know some people feel some type of way about
Yeah.
Tom Brady and his
Yeah.
greatness, but he's a Bay Area boy, so
Yeah.
you gotta
Sarah.
love
Yeah.
that. He went to
Yeah.
Sarah,
You're good.
where
Good knowledge.
Where Barry Bonds went. So yeah. So I love that Tom Brady is a minority owner in the Raiders now, and hopefully he can use all of his experience and his knowledge to really help Mark and help that organization over there. And I heard that actually he sold 1% of his 10%
Oh.
ownership stake to Richard Seymour, which is really cool too. So, yeah, Richard was there when I was there, and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I always default to my Bay Area teams. It's how can you not? You know,
Yeah.
you're kind of sus if you don't. Like, how are you from how are you from Philly and you like the Cowboys? You know, it's like
No,
ew.
totally.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like that's a questionable human being. That's questionable.
Yeah.
Like, well, yeah.
Let me ask you this: what advice would you give yourself at 12 years old?
Oh God. Hmm, 12 years old.
So you were a
Stick
track
with
star?
track. Yeah, no, no. But I think I started too late, and I loved it. So I think I dance. I grew up dancing, obviously, but I think that in hindsight, if I could go back, actually even before 12, I wish my parents would have put me in soccer. I think that was always something that just between like footwork and speed that
Yeah.
I could have probably been good at. So yeah, stick with track and focus more on grades. I was never a bad student, but I think, just really
Yeah.
kind of blocking the noise and putting my head down and geeking out, like AP courses, like really going for it. I see now the value in doing well young. But other than that,
Yeah.
no major deviations. Life was
No
good.
taxes.
Yeah, no taxes.
Yeah.
No
Let
taxes.
me ask you this: you're probably a homeowner, I'm guessing, or by now. But what do you like about your city you live in? You're in Arizona, but what do you like about where you're at?
Yeah. So what do I like about it? Where to start?
Yeah.
Good schools. Good schools, and I feel like proximity is great. Part of the reason why we moved to Arizona is because we were so close to the Bay Area, but could still get back to the East Coast, get back to Connecticut. So it's not that like complete, flight all the way across, close to Mexico.
Yeah.
What else? I like Scottsdale. I mean, I think that it's the last decade, the whole city, the Phoenix Valley has just grown so much. There's so much to do. I know that the Bay Area, and particularly San Francisco, has always been perceived as like a culinary destination, and San Francisco is just so diverse, and
Yeah.
there used to be so much great nightlife. But going back, I mean, I still love San Francisco. I know a lot of people have a lot of opinions about it, but there's still just something about San Francisco for me. But I think going back, I'm always surprised, at least by the South Bay, the lack of really great restaurants, like great culinary, like indoor, outdoor, you know, just experiences, ambiance. Like you come to Arizona and there are like, even in suburbia, even in, the Gilberts and the Chandler and Queen Creek, like we have so many options and so many great restaurants that have just, I mean, good menus, good wine lists, good vibe. Like it's pretty remarkable when you travel, at least for me. And then I come
Yeah.
back and I'm like, damn, like we have a lot of options. So I would say that that's a huge plus. I think it goes undervalued. Um, yeah, and there's a lot to do. There's so much to do in the Phoenix Metro Valley.
Have you
So
gone to any spring training games
I've
lately
become a fan.
for baseball? Yeah.
Yeah. I actually went to the who was it?
Yeah.
I think it was the Dodgers Cubs. I'm pretty sure they played the
Yeah.
Cubs. It was the very first. It was a Thursday. The very
Was it
first
packed?
spring training game out in Glendale, where you
Okay.
know, there was a lot of media. I think there's a ton of media around Otani, and that new pitcher they picked up. So I felt like for a Thursday at a 1 o'clock, or it was like a
Yeah.
1:05 start time, on a Thursday, there were a lot of people. But yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
obviously them coming off the World Series, and
Cool.
so there's a lot of hype there. But yeah, it was good. I love baseball. I love spring training. I think that's also one of the great things about the Valley is that there's always something to do here. Like we're always in the conversation for whether it's like Final Four games or Sweet 16. We have the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah,
There's
that big golf
training,
tournament,
obviously.
TBC, right?
I know
Or
if you're
what's it
into
called? The waste
like
man. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
oh yeah, waste
Did
management.
you go to that this year?
Yeah, that's like
No.
yeah, it's on. No, I didn't. I didn't go. Well, normally I go on Saturdays. Like Saturdays, Thursdays and Saturdays were always my day, like my days. But this year,
Okay.
so last year it was rained out, which was just horrible. I was like, no, I'm not even gonna bother touching that. And then this year we were just busy and out of town. My son had a baseball tournament, so it was just kind of not in the cards. But if you've never been, you have to go. Like I definitely say, it's always Super Bowl weekend. So if you ever get the opportunity and if you haven't been out to Waste Management, the Thunderbirds do a great job, and it's
Cool.
it's wild.
Let's see. Ask
Yeah.
you this. What would you be doing if you weren't working at your current job?
What would I be doing? I don't know. I love fundraising. I love raising money for causes. I think that I would still
Yeah.
be doing this in some capacity. I I like podcasting. I know it's like very unconventional, but if the conversation is good
Yeah.
and it's something that I can speak to, like
Yeah.
Lord knows I'm not short on opinions. So yeah, I can't believe I'm blanking on his name. Jesus Christ. But he's completely turned his podcast into like his
Pat
full-blown career.
McAfee?
What's his name? The
Yeah.
white guy
Yeah.
on ESPN. Yes, Pat McAfee. Like, come on. Are you kidding me right now? Like
Yeah.
freaking bunch of dudes sitting around talking sports, and now he's like commentating the national championship game on the sidelines, and a fucking buddy with the
Yeah.
cowboy hat on who's not having to say anything. Like, I could do that. I'll wear a cowboy hat. Like, pay me
I
to
think
go
he gets
stand on the
paid, like,
sidelines of the national
65 million or
championship game. I'll do
something,
it.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the like Call Her Daddy, Alex
Yeah.
Earl, like all of those women. Like,
Yeah.
heck yeah, all of them do that. I love that for them. That's great. That's great.
Do you got a favorite video
Why
game,
not?
board game that you played growing up, or nowadays? Yeah.
Again, time is a commodity. If I had a favorite video game, no, yeah, if I had a favorite video game,
Yeah.
I'd be like doing Twitch or streaming it or whatever. Did you know? Okay, sorry, this is a total tangent. I don't know how I got, speaking of algorithms and what the universe shows you, I somehow got sent this like video of T-Pain
Yeah, he streams and plays
like,
games. Yeah.
twitching, like streaming a yeah,
He liked it,
and I was
it
like,
now
okay,
throws
jack of
other
all trades.
ones, right? Probably.
dude,
Here. Yeah. It happens. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was like, But I was just like, what am I watching right now? Like I found myself down like 10 videos deep into T-Pain like streaming his video games. I don't even remember
I
what
think he
game
plays
it was
GTA. He plays the Grand
that
Theft
he was
Auto, I
like
think, is what he
playing,
plays.
but I was like,
Yeah.
okay. And
Maybe
this was
it
like some
okay.
army.
Fortnite.
It wasn't like Call. It
Maybe.
wasn't Call of
Okay.
Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It was like a new. It was kind of. It was one of those like fringe game. Well, fringe for me because I know everyone knows like, oh, we got this before
Yeah.
GTA 6. Like I know Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, like
Yeah.
Fortnite, all that, but. I don't know what game he was playing. I didn't know why I was watching it. I closed the app because I was like, this is, again, a waste of time. But good for him, man, because they make money. Like, I saw some chick. Oh, I saw this other thing. This girl, like, I don't know. She's some hot young chick. And she plays video games. I don't know if she does it, like, in a bra or a swimsuit or what she does, but she was like, oh, I made $4.7 million in a day. And I was
Yeah.
like, I am doing the wrong thing. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's so crazy.
That is crazy.
What? I don't know.
I know.
She's making more than
crazy.
a lot of professional athletes. Than most. Like, more than most. Jesus, I don't know. Maybe I just need to like. I don't know. I keep going back. I see all these. They're not even. I don't know who they are. I guess you call them internet
Influencers, I guess
personalities,
they call them
streamers,
influencers,
twitchers,
right?
and yeah, I'm like. I don't even know if they're influencers because like influencing that's a whole nother category of like like I guess it's all biz development and who your sponsors are and that type of thing, but just the idea of someone being able to like do something random, play a video game, and then get paid millions of dollars to repost it is like, damn it, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't be alone in that. It's not like she's like, she's not like on there selling her junk. I don't know, maybe she is, but there seems like there's a little bit of, I'm not even going to say dignity because again, kudos to all the people making all the money, all the ways they want to and can. Do that. Yes, do that. I love that for you. But I mean, like, it's not even like, it's not. And then there's nothing wrong with OnlyFans. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with OnlyFans.
Yeah.
She's playing a video game.
The
She's
audience.
making millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Like, I love that for her.
What's your board game? Do you have a board game? Yeah. Yeah.
I like Monopoly. Monopoly's good.
Yeah,
Play a little.
that's a good one.
Play a little Guess Who with the kids every once in a while.
Classics.
Battleship. I like Battleship. Yeah. Because I mean, like, I don't know any of the new games. Like, what are the new games? I don't have time for that. Yeah. I'm like, one thing I can say I've never played, which is, I don't know if it's embarrassing or not,
Clue.
but it's honest. I've never played Clue.
Yeah, you pick the card and then you gotta read it. Yeah, I played it. It's
Clue,
a little slow,
yeah.
but yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Never. My son asked me about it the other day, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Phone a friend. Go play with your friends. I don't know. I can't tell you. I'll read you the directions.
What's your drink of choice? Yeah.
It depends on the weather. I default to Sauvignon Blanc because I can drink a lot of it.
Yeah.
And it's warm. Yeah. But like if I'm really feeling some type of way, extra dirty martini, vodka,
Oh wow.
with blue cheese olives, preferably more than 3. But I can't do more than 3 martinis because then I'm not Heather anymore. Then it's just like all bets are off. Yeah, that's it. I've gone through cycles though. Like in college, I used to drink. Oh God, this is embarrassing to admit.
Yeah.
So like Jaeger Red Bull, how everyone would be like, oh, like Red Bull with a shot of it. No, I would do mostly Jaeger with like a Red Bull back. And that was
Yeah.
most of my freshman year. And now
Mm.
I can't even stomach the smell of Jaeger. Like I used to be so good with it. Now anything that
Wow.
smells like Jaeger, I can't even smell black licorice because of it. So
Yeah.
then it was like vodka ginger ales. I can do a vodka ginger ale. But I hate when the bar back is like, oh,
Yeah.
I can make it for you because that's not ginger ale, that's Coke and Sprite, you know? Um, so I drank that for a long time. I have to say if I'm at a bar and there's
Okay.
not a decent wine list,
Cool.
then I'll just go vodka ginger ale.
Um,
Yeah.
oh, I'm a Greyhound guy. So
You?
Greyhound, uh, or I go with
Oh,
Bubbles, champagne
yeah.
if they're there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's kind of where
Wow.
I
Wow.
go.
Okay.
Big club.
Okay. Okay. All right, Bay
Or
Club.
just it's I mean the Bubbles. It's
Yeah.
I don't know, I
The
like
heck?
them, but I prefer over wine if they're there. But yeah. Uh,
I can't do bubbles.
yeah.
Bubbles wreck me. Like I'll have two glasses of
Uh,
champagne, and
you probably should drink it
that's an
slow. If I drink
instant
it
headache
fast,
for
I can
me.
sleep. I
Like
drink
it's
it kind of slow, but yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe the maybe I.
Yeah. See, that's also where
Okay, I don't know, but yeah, I
I
haven't had
wouldn't know
headaches
anything
yet.
about that.
But
So
yeah, maybe I'm lucky.
yeah, no, that just sounds like you have
uh,
self control, which is good.
uh,
That's good. Drink it slow.
all right.
Maybe I need to apply
You want to share some
that.
a guilty pleasure? Yeah.
Fuck, sleep, man. I don't get enough of it. Like
Yeah.
I feel bad if I sleep it. I love to sleep.
Mm.
But I know that's so boring. So boring. But it's just again time. Like having just if I get time to myself where I don't feel guilty
Yeah.
about what I should be doing or all the other things I could be doing. Um, so yeah, like anytime I can
Yeah.
sleep in and do that instead of what I should be
How
doing,
many hours are you trying to sleep
I feel
again? Or are
guilty
you
about it.
like 5, 4.5, or 6 hours? Or yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah,
would be great. Yeah, like five would be great. Like
yeah.
seven is like, whew, living. I'm living.
Gotcha.
Seven is like, okay, easy.
Do you got
Yeah. So
no kids?
I
Yeah,
don't know.
just
What
yeah.
you don't have kids, do you?
Uh,
Okay, so what's an
well,
average night
I'm
for
like
you?
5.5, maybe 6, 4. Five, about 5. Yeah, I mean, get up at 6 sometimes, and
Okay.
go to bed at 11, 12. Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm on that era. Wake up at like, yeah.
Okay, then that's
No,
normal.
I'm not
I
doing
was gonna tell you to
that.
fuck off if you said like 9. So
9. That's
I was
you
gonna
gotta go by like at 3.
say,
That's crazy. I don't know if I could get 9 hours in.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's like those people who are like, I go to bed
or
at 6 and I haven't
seven,
had an
7 o'clock
alcoholic
at night.
beverage in 10 years. Like that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
winding down around like
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
10:30, 11. I
It's like,
wind
okay,
down.
Tom
So
Brady.
yeah, I'm a late sleeper. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and I think even if you
Yeah.
don't have kids, definitely if you have kids, but even if you don't, it's like at the end of the day, once everything slows down, you even if it's
Yeah.
late, you still want to
Yeah.
take that time just to yourself, you know? So, yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that we're doom scroll until 3 a.m. There's always that. And watching T-Pain Twitch.
Do you got a favorite emoji? Coffin. I've heard that one.
The
Yeah.
coffin.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, like the
Yeah, like the little like the tombstone.
not the skull,
Coffin,
right?
tombstone.
The skull
Yeah.
one? No. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm dead.
Yeah, but the tombstone. Okay.
No, yeah, the skull works too. But just like
Yeah.
I feel like I talked to some comedians, and so they always come with like with just things, and
And
I'm
you
like,
just send the
wow,
coffin
like
to
I
'em?
don't even know how to respond to this right now. This is
Wow.
seriously like I yeah no that one and God yeah I'm not like sexting in the DMs by any means. There's none of that going on. So
Yeah.
there's nothing like
Gotcha.
there's nothing fun. Just
Gotcha.
real vanilla on
Let me
my
see
end.
here. Nominate someone who'd be a good guest on the show from a podcast and going forward. I know you got people you do that
Ooh.
your podcast with, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Rachel's
Yeah.
great. Rachel is a wealth of knowledge. She is.
Yeah.
She's the gift that keeps on giving.
Okay.
She's actually coming out soon. She'll be
Mm.
here next week, which I'm so excited about. She's going to come visit. She just relocated. She lives in LA now, moved from San Francisco. She's great. She has
Yeah.
so many life experiences and little nuggets. My favorite, well, I guess it's not her, but one of my more favorites
Oh.
is that her dad invented the stent, which is like, I love, yeah, like she's got a lot of those,
Yeah.
like where you're like, oh, you don't say. Cool. Tell me more. Yeah, Rachel would be great. What else? Who else? Not that I know. I just think you can't go wrong with like outliers, with people who are shaking things up, in any, whether it's like industry, in their careers, people who are kind of just willing to be
Yeah.
bold and or do a lot of things. You know, people who can speak to anything. Like sometimes we'll have guests on and we look down and we're like, holy shit, we just talked for 3 hours. And then I'm like, Rachel will be like, I don't know how
Yeah.
to edit this. You know, like where do I
Yeah.
start? I'm like, Godspeed. There's just so many interesting people, but yeah, go hit Rachel up.
All right.
Rachel's
Do that.
the one.
Something on the bucket list you want to do that you
Yeah.
haven't done yet. Yeah.
Oh, I got so many. So I want to see the Aurora lights. Like that's something that I definitely want to do. I think it's not this like man-made, which is still really amazing. Like I've been to the Great Wall. Incredible. I think people just don't give it enough credit. Like the fact that it's 13,000 miles long, you know, like for context, like you could go from the eastern seaboard to like the western seaboard of the United States, and I think it's like 2,800 miles. So the fact that the Great Wall is this man-made thing
Yeah.
that is built like in the mountains, and that's 13,000 miles, like that's fucking crazy. But like natural phenomenon, I would say that I would love to see is the Aurora lights. And then Petra and Jordan. I think that also, the fact that that's just like carved into the side of the mountain like that. I don't know, like I'm super intrigued. I love history, and I'm really, really intrigued by just ancient civilizations and what they had the manpower,
Yeah.
you know, just what they had the ingenuity to do. Like we know what we can do in modern infrastructure and buildings and engineering now, and it's like, I don't know, there's just something so fascinating to me about the human spirit, knowing that people were doing things like that thousands of years ago. Is, I don't know, that just blows my mind.
You're talking about the Great Wall, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, like the Great
Yeah.
Wall, but then Petra, like going to Petra and Jordan too. That's I would say that's one that's you know, I would love to go see the Taj Mahal.
Yeah.
But I think Petra for me would be that's up there.
How's this? So how we follow you and find you on social media? I know you got a podcast and give your plugs and stuff like that.
Yeah, so we're going to start filming our second season. It's called The Audacity. It's on everywhere you get your
Yeah.
podcasts. So Spotify, all the major streaming platforms for podcasts. And then personally, I know I really need to like break out of my shell. I'm a private person, but it's just at Heather Shaughnessy. It's mostly my kids and the occasional repost, which I really need to get better at. So I don't know, maybe this will light the fire under me.
TikTok and stuff, or what?
To revamp.
Just in general.
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
I'm a consumer. I just feel like when I sit down and we're doing the podcast, that's my contribution to all things Heather and my opinions. But yeah, I'm gonna start doing better now that you just put me on the spot about that. Maybe
Okay.
I'll start a a different account and just
Yeah.
put all
Cool.
my nonsense out there, all my
Uh,
opinions.
I am. Yeah.
Are you on Snap
Yeah.
by any chance?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm not. Shocker, because I don't even, but like apparently people are really starting to move away from Instagram, and a lot of people, there's like this resurgence in Snap and like the way people use Snap. I've started to notice a few really big names with massive followings pushing Snap. I don't know. I guess it's just like a better platform for creators, and it pays better on the views and the engagement.
I mean, I know it has great
So I don't know.
filters
Maybe I'll start there.
for stuff, and then people like that. But
Oh.
I think same with like TikTok. I think you're able just to have a, it's it's not as buggy and doesn't get like shut down like these Instagram, like see your stream or something, or send it out. Like it doesn't really go like, you don't run into like any
Mm,
bugs where it doesn't work, you know. So I think it's user friendly. So yeah, but yeah,
got
no,
it.
it's
Got
I
it.
do see Snap growing. I'm seeing like people like join and then yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I think one thing that's important for anyone who wants to go and develop a
Yeah.
following, or a presence, if you will, um, it's
Yeah.
it's doesn't. I mean, I get that it's hard, but it doesn't make sense to
Yeah.
allow your sole stream of income and
Yeah.
your whole persona to be dependent on one app, right? Like we saw what was going on
Yeah.
and what almost happened, what did with TikTok. I can't imagine how it would feel to have spent hours and years putting into your social media presence on one app, and then in a blink of an
Hmm.
eye the app goes down or it gets shut down, and there goes your
Yeah.
entire way of
Yeah.
supporting yourself. That's your whole business model. Like, that's crazy. I don't know. I As an outsider, like from the outside, I know a lot of people are really tapped in, but I look at it
Yeah.
that way. I'm like, that's
Cool.
wild.
Um,
So
all right. So if you have any questions about real
yeah.
estate or anything else, you can reach out to me or find me. All that. I'm always here to help. Any final words, Heather? As we
um No, nothing. I feel like we kind of like
yeah, we did. Yeah.
covered all
Oh,
the things,
okay.
right? All
All
the
right.
things. Oh, okay. No, I have one. I have one for you, because you wanted to put
Yeah.
me on the spot with the Mount Rushmore of basketball. Who's on
Oh,
your
that's a good one.
Mount Rushmore of
I
football?
got Tom Brady on there. Yeah, I think he's a quarterback. I
Absolutely.
like Jerry Rice. Um, and then let me
Absolutely.
see, running backs. I probably go like I like Barry Sanders. I know his career he stopped playing, but I think he was really good at his
Hmm.
time. Um, and who would the fourth one be? I probably who
I'm gonna say it for you.
I probably put
No, go ahead.
Joe Montana because I think he did a lot before Tom Brady came in the picture. But and then if I had to put an honorable mention, probably Michael Vick. I think he just opened a lot of doors for the running quarterback, and watched him. But yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be my yeah,
change the game. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty
yeah.
good.
Okay,
There's like
yeah,
two of mine. I have Tom Brady, Jerry Rice. I
yeah.
would.
Okay,
I'd say Montana is an honorable mention for
okay.
me, but Jim Brown's
Lawrence
on there for
Taylor.
me, and then Lawrence Taylor. Like, you got to go with the only yeah, you
Yeah,
got to go with the only defensive
good quote.
MVP.
Yeah.
Defense wins championships. So, um, but yeah, I would say I would definitely say Joe Montana is in my
Okay.
honorable mention,
Yeah.
particularly because I'm
Yeah.
from the
Babe Ruth
Bay.
now.
So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
All
know.
right.
There's a few.
All right. All right. From on the spot.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. From
Alrighty.
on the spot.
Well,
We're out of
thank
here.
you.
All right, that was it. Pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, you were saying I edit them and then I can send you some highlight clip if